Welcome to the installation guide video for the QUBEV Smart EV Charging Unit. Inside the box you will find one installation and operation manual, one wall bracket drilling template, a box containing one hex wrench, 4 wiring ferrules, a cable gland and rubber sealing grommet, and one charger fixing kit, one load balancing CT device, and one QUBEV smart charger and wall fixing bracket. Remove the QUBEV Smart from the packaging and detach the mounting bracket from the rear of the charger. First, remove the 4 securing bolts from the bracket, then remove the bracket from the charger. Keep the securing bolts as they will be required when the charger is mounted back onto the bracket. Release the fixings securing the front panel to the rear enclosure. Carefully lift the front panel away from the rear enclosure to access the interior and visually inspect the QUBEV Smart and its internal components. Determine the most suitable cable routing, taking into account the proposed charge point position and cable entry point. Use the mounting bracket to mark the 4 mounting hole positions. Place the mounting bracket onto the wall, making sure it is flat and level. Mark the 4 fixing holes onto the surface of the wall. If any cables will be coming through the wall, mark the appropriate cable apertures. Drill the 4 marked fixing holes in the wall and insert the wall plugs. If required, drill the wall at the cable aperture locations. Secure the mounting bracket to the wall with the 4 screws from the fixing kit. Cut a neat hole in the charger body to allow entry of the power cable and the cable sealing gland. The cable should enter the unit from below or through the back of the enclosure. A suitable cable gland must be used to maintain the IP rating of the unit. If a CT and/or Ethernet communications will be used, space may be required for additional holes and cable glands. If required, adjust the charger output power using the dip switches located behind the pen module. You may wish to temporarily remove the DIN rail for easier access. Set the dip switches to the required output as indicated in the table. The factory default is set to 32 amps. Place the QUBEV Smart onto the mounting bracket and attach it using the 4 securing bolts. Remove the front panel and carefully clamp it to the rear enclosure to access the interior. Route the incoming supply cable through the chosen entry point and seal with the cable gland. Connect the earth, neutral and live wires to their respective terminals as shown on the relevant wiring schematic. You can also find the schematic printed inside the enclosure. If load balancing is required, install the CT clamp by positioning it around the live cable between the meter and the consumer unit. Make sure the arrow on the clamp points in the direction of electrical flow towards the consumer unit. Route the CT clamp cable back to the charge point and seal the entry point using the supplied rubber grommet. For single-phase units, connect the CT clamp wires to the screw-down connector plug and insert the plug into the top 2 terminals of the connector mounted on the PCB, so that the black wire is connected to the top terminal and the red wire is connected to the second terminal down. For 3-phase units, a CT clamp must be installed around each of the 3 live cables as shown in the diagram. Connect the CT clamp wires to the screw-down connector plug as shown, and insert the plug so that it aligns with all 6 terminals on the PCB. Make sure the rating of the property's main fuse and the charge point output rating are written on the rear cover of the QUBEV Smart manual, as they will be needed when setting up load balancing in the QUBEV Smart app. Make sure any additional electrical protective devices, such as an MCB, RCD or RCBO, required by regional legislation, have been correctly installed. Power up the QUBEV Smart and test the charger in accordance with the current electrical wiring regulations. Once you are satisfied that the installation is complete, fit the front fascia to the charger and secure it with the bolts removed at the beginning of the installation. The charger is now ready to be paired with the QUBEV Smart app. For more information on pairing and setting up the charger, watch the QUBEV Smart app Quick Start Guide video.